Welcome to AI Stream News. Watch streaming news now.
The third phase of voting for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections took place in 93 constituencies spread over 11 states and union territories. Over 1,300 candidates, including 120 women, contested in this crucial phase. A 62.1% voter turnout was recorded across these 11 states and union territories during Phase 3. The states and union territories where voting occurred include Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Assam, West Bengal, Goa, and Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. In a bid to enhance voter turnout and accessibility during the upcoming polls in Delhi, the Chief Electoral Officer, CEO, of Delhi, P. Krishnamurthy, has announced a strategic collaboration with ride-hailing platform Rapido One. Under this initiative, eligible voters in Delhi will be able to avail themselves of free rides from the polling booths to their residences on the voting day, which is scheduled for May 25. This move aims to bridge the gap between voters and polling booths, encouraging greater civic participation. With Rapido's extensive network of bike riders, this partnership seeks to make voting more convenient and accessible for the citizens of the national capital too. So, if you're a voter in Delhi, remember to take advantage of this opportunity and exercise your right to vote. The Enforcement Directorate, ED, has recently opposed interim bail for Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. In an affidavit filed before the Supreme Court, the ED stated that the right to campaign for elections is not fundamental. Here are the key points from the affidavit. Right to campaign not fundamental. The ED argues that the right to campaign for an election is neither a fundamental, constitutional, nor legal right. According to their knowledge, no political leader has been granted interim bail specifically for campaigning, even if they are not the contesting candidate. Kejriwal's excuse. The ED criticized Arvind Kejriwal for using the same excuse to avoid summons earlier, citing elections in 5 states. They contend that no politician should be arrested and kept in judicial custody if they are granted interim bail for poll campaigning. Equality and rule of law. Granting special concessions to Kejriwal for campaigning would be against the rule of law and equality. The ED believes that all politicians should be bound by the same legal principles as ordinary citizens. 2 separate classes. The affidavit highlights that granting interim bail for campaigning would create 2 separate classes in the country: ordinary citizens bound by the rule of law and politicians seeking exemptions from the laws. Past elections. The ED points out that around 123 elections have taken place in the past 3 years, and if interim bail is granted for campaigning, politicians could avoid investigation under the pretext of elections. No special status. Arvind Kejriwal or any other politician cannot claim a special status higher than that of an ordinary citizen. The ED emphasizes that politicians have contested elections while in judicial custody and have won without being granted interim bail. In summary, the ED's stance is that the right to campaign is not a fundamental right, and granting interim bail for campaigning would undermine the rule of law and equality too. The Supreme Court is set to hear Kejriwal's interim bail plea on May 10. The Supreme Court issued a significant directive to the center on Wednesday, emphasizing the avoidance of coercion and threats in goods and services tax, GST, recovery operations. Here are the key points from the directive. Absence of legal authority for coercion. The bench highlighted the absence of provisions within the GST Act empowering authorities to enforce tax payment through coercion. Taxpayers should be given time to consult and clear their dues voluntarily, without facing threats or coercion. Voluntary compliance versus use of force. While acknowledging the possibility of past instances involving force, the additional Solicitor General asserted that voluntary payment is predominant. However, the court emphasized the need for strict adherence to legal procedures and avoidance of undue pressure tactics. Allegations of coercive practices. Several petitioners raised concerns about authorities resorting to threats and coercion during search and seizure operations, highlighting the gap between legal provisions and practical implementation. Safeguards and compliance. The bench emphasized the importance of implementing safeguards provided by the law, particularly Sections 69 and 70 of the GST Act, to ensure fair proceedings and prevent undue harassment of taxpayers. Concerns over arrests. Experts expressed alarm over the escalation of arrests and confiscations under the GST regime compared to previous tax regimes. Ensuring fair proceedings. The court underscored the need for impartiality in proceedings, raising questions about potential biases when the same officers handle various stages of the process. In conclusion, the Supreme Court's directive seeks to protect taxpayers' rights and prevent undue harassment by emphasizing voluntary compliance and adherence to legal safeguards. The ongoing hearing reflects the court's commitment to interpreting laws in a manner that upholds citizens' liberties while preventing abuse of power. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar recently reaffirmed India's stance on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, (Pak). He stated that every political party in India is committed to ensuring that the region is returned to India. This assertion comes after the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, which was considered a significant decision. The scrapping of Article 370 paved the way for people to think about the issue of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, bringing it to the forefront of public consciousness. It's important to note that there is a resolution of the Indian Parliament stating that Pak is very much a part of India. The Supreme Court summoned officials for contempt after trees were felled in Delhi's Ridge area, violating court orders. The bench ordered the CPWD and DDA to appear in court and maintain status quo, warning of replanting if necessary. The contempt plea alleged illegal felling by the DDA for road construction. The apex court had previously denied permission for felling due to environmental concerns and ordered the DDA to explore alternative options. In the upcoming Andhra Pradesh Assembly elections 2024, all major political parties have fielded candidates who have declared criminal cases against themselves, according to an analysis by the Association for Democratic Reforms, ADR. Let's take a closer look at the data. Total candidates analyzed. Out of 2,368 candidates, 543, 23%, have declared criminal cases against themselves. This is higher than the 17% of candidates with criminal cases in the 2019 Andhra Pradesh Assembly elections. Party-wise breakdown. YSR Congress Party, YSRCP, 87, 50%, out of 175 candidates analyzed have declared criminal cases. Telugu Desam Party, TDP, 119, 83%, out of 143 candidates have declared criminal cases. Indian National Congress, INC, 42, 27%, out of 158 candidates have criminal cases. Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, 80%, out of 10 candidates have declared criminal cases. Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPI, M, 5, 63%, out of 8 candidates have criminal cases. Communist Party of India, CPI, 5, 63%, out of 8 candidates have declared criminal cases. Janasena Party, 10, 48%, out of 21 candidates have criminal cases. Serious criminal cases. Among the candidates, 374, 16%, have declared serious criminal cases. In the 2019 Assembly elections, this figure was 11%. The breakdown by party is as follows. YSRCP, 49, 28%, out of 175 candidates. TDP, 85, 59%, out of 143 candidates. INC, 20, 13%, out of 158 candidates. BJP, 5, 50%, out of 10 candidates. CPI, M, 3, 38%, out of 8 candidates. CPI, 2, 25%, out of 8 candidates. Janasena Party, 7, 33%, out of 21 candidates. Crime against women. A total of 89 candidates have declared cases related to crime against women, including 4 candidates with cases related to rape, IPC Section 376. It's essential for voters to be aware of these statistics while making informed decisions during the elections. Remember to exercise your right to vote responsibly. The Air India Express cabin crew strike has been resolved. Here are the details. Around 25 senior cabin crew members were initially terminated by the airline following a mass sick leave by over 100 senior cabin crew on Wednesday, May 8. The crisis led to significant disruptions, with over 90 flight cancellations and delays on Wednesday and 85 cancellations on Thursday. However, there has been a breakthrough. The agitating cabin crew members have agreed to resume work immediately, and the airline has given an assurance that it will address the issues raised by them. As a result, the termination letters issued to the 25 cabin crew members will be withdrawn. It's important to note that the cases of these 25 cabin crew members will still be reviewed internally according to the airline's service rules. The strike resolution occurred after a conciliation meeting led by the Chief Labor Commissioner of Delhi. The crew has pledged to return to work promptly. This development is positive news for both the airline and passengers, as it will help restore normal operations and minimize disruptions caused by the strike. Let's hope for smoother skies ahead. The Telangana government has taken a significant step to support distressed farmers who were adversely affected by untimely rains. Here are the key points. Minimum support price, MSP, for wet paddy. The government has announced that it will procure rain-affected paddy at the minimum support price, MSP, relaxing the existing specifications. This move aims to alleviate the challenges faced by farmers due to heavy rains. Crop loss assessment. The government will bear the losses caused by the rains and initiate the process of enumerating the crop loss soon. This assessment will help determine the extent of damage and guide further actions. Strict warning to rice millers. The government has issued a stern warning to rice millers, emphasizing that there should be no depreciation from the farmers' produce. Any complaints regarding depreciation will be addressed, and necessary legal action will be taken. Increased procurement. The amount of paddy procured this year is significantly higher than the previous year, demonstrating the government's commitment to supporting farmers. Water allocation from Krishna River. The state government has also engaged in discussions with Karnataka to draw 2.25 TMCFT of water from the Krishna River for drinking purposes. Medagata Barrage repairs. The government will decide on repairs to the Medagata Barrage based on the final report submitted by the National Design and Supervision Agency, NDSA. The NDSA highlighted the need for repairs in 2019 and emphasized that there cannot be any guarantee of further damage to the Kaleshwaram project. Inflation of rice prices. The government will address the issue of rice prices after the Lok Sabha elections. This proactive approach by the Telangana government aims to mitigate the challenges faced by farmers and ensure fair compensation for their produce. Telangana Chief Minister A. Ravint Reddy has issued clear directives to improve basic infrastructure in government schools across the state. Here are some key points from the recent review meeting. Facelift for government schools. The government schools in Telangana are set to undergo a major transformation. CM Ravint Reddy emphasized the need for significant improvements in these schools. Basic facilities. The Chief Minister directed officials to take necessary measures to provide basic facilities in all government schools. This includes amenities such as clean toilets, potable drinking water, and good furniture. Free electricity. CM Reddy instructed authorities to ensure that government schools and colleges receive free electricity. Uniforms and self-help women's groups. The focus is on providing uniforms for students and handing over supervision to self-help women's groups. This initiative aims to strengthen the economic status of these groups while improving school functioning through regular monitoring. Digital classrooms. The establishment of digital classrooms in all government schools is a priority. Officials have been directed to provide digital lessons with experienced teachers through TSAT. Solar panels. The government aims to install solar panels in schools to promote sustainable energy usage. CSR funds and NRIs. Efforts will be made to seek corporate social responsibility, CSR, funds and engage non-resident Indians, NRIs, to enhance school facilities. National Education Policy, NEP, officials will conduct a comprehensive study on the NEP enforced by the Union government. Completion timeline. The work in government schools is expected to be completed by the end of summer vacation. Transparent information. Details of all government schools will be made available on the official website. In summary, Telangana is committed to improving the quality of education by upgrading infrastructure and ensuring basic amenities in government schools. These efforts aim to create an environment where people admire and appreciate government schools. The explosion at a firecracker factory in Sivakasi, Tamil Nadu. Incident details. On May 9, 2024, an explosion occurred at a fireworks factory near Sivakasi, Tamil Nadu, India. The factory, located in Sengamalapati, is owned by Sudharshan. The blast resulted in the loss of 8 lives and left several others injured. Among the victims were 5 women workers. The explosion was so powerful that it destroyed 7 rooms within the factory. Locals reported hearing a loud bang from approximately 1 kilometer away. Fire and rescue service personnel are at the scene, and further investigation is ongoing. Response from authorities. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin expressed his condolences to the families of the deceased workers. He instructed the district collector of Virudhunagar to carry out rescue operations promptly and ensure proper treatment for the injured. Earlier in the year, a similar incident occurred in February, where 10 people lost their lives due to an explosion at a firecracker factory in Virudhunagar 3. This tragic event highlights the importance of safety measures in such hazardous industries. My thoughts go out to the families affected by this devastating incident. In the fiscal year 2023-24, India's mining sector achieved remarkable production levels, breaking records for several key minerals. Here are some highlights. Iron ore production. Iron ore production reached 277 million metric tons, MMT, surpassing the previous record of 258 MMT achieved in FY 2022-23. This growth represents a substantial 7.4% increase year-on-year. Limestone production. Limestone production also witnessed significant growth, rising by 10.7% to 450 MMT in FY 2023-24. This exceeded the production record of 406.5 MMT achieved in FY 2022-23. Non-ferrous metal sector. Primary aluminum metal production in FY 2023-24 broke the record set in FY 2022-23. Primary aluminum production increased from 40.73 lakh tons, LT, to 41.59 LT, representing a 2.1% growth rate. Overall growth. The index of mineral production for March 2024 was 156.1, which is 1.2% higher compared to March 2023. The index for the entire FY 2023-24 increased by 7.5% over FY 2022-23. India's robust production of iron ore, limestone, and aluminum reflects strong demand conditions in user industries such as steel, cement, energy, infrastructure, construction, automotive, and machinery. As the second-largest aluminum producer, third-largest lime producer, and fourth-largest iron ore producer globally, India continues to play a significant role in the mining sector. The Yoga Mahotsav event, held in celebration of the 75-day countdown to the International Day of Yoga 2024, was a remarkable gathering. Thousands of participants actively engaged in the practice of the Common Yoga Protocol, CYP, at the Wadia College Sports Ground in Pune, Maharashtra. The event was jointly organized by the Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga and the National Institute of Naturopathy, both under the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. The International Day of Yoga, observed annually on June 21, promotes physical and mental well-being through yoga practice. It's a wonderful initiative that encourages people worldwide to embrace the ancient discipline of yoga for a healthier and more balanced life. For reliable news, watch AI Stream News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and share. For more updates, subscribe to AI Stream.